It's all gone wrong. No, we had our good run, and then look at it. It's just a black screen. We've done it now, ladies and gentlemen. We've done it now. We've finally made that mistake. At the very least, spent almost a year not making it. Welcome. Apart from that, welcome to 2008. 2008 Silverstone. Hello. Hello? Are you not entertained at that fact? The oldie but goldie has made a return. This is my favorite layout of this track. I cannot explain this any other way than to say this is perfection. Why they ever changed it, I don't know, because the new version is such a disgrace compared to this gem of a track. And we also have oldie but goldies going round. Look at that cutie go. As always, I am joined by Craig. Craig, how are we?
Good evening, Rob. Rob, I'm going to be honest. I'm glad you didn't say, look at that oldie, it's Craig King. I'm glad you didn't go down that route. I was going to say, look, I might be turning 32 next month, but please, no. But welcome to 2008, where this young lad was just finishing college. I don't know what Rob was doing. It was nice times in England and the United Kingdom.
I was 12.
You were 12.
I was probably still figuring out what the world was.
And on this track in 2008, a young lad in the wet called Lewis Hamilton won the British Grand Prix. Don't know whatever happened to him. No idea. But the GT1s was still just sneaking about in 2008. Probably winding down to the end of their real racing career. But tonight, we get to see them 23 Celsius track temperature, 74 Fahrenheit for everybody using the other format. And I was just looking, when we talk about the F1, the difference, the qualifying times in the F1 back in 2008 was 1 minute 19s, and Emeric Blom is pole 1 minute 42.509 for VEC. So that just gives you an idea what the difference in the speeds are. As Emeric Blom is, oh hello, this isn't the normal Silverstone. Oh, he's going down the bridge into Priory. Yes, as Rob was saying, it's the old version. It's a version which it just feels nice to see every time we go back. And I remember there was a lot of issues. Drivers would not drive Silverstone when I first started in iRacing a couple of years ago because it's not the right Silverstone. It's the old one. Come on, rescan Silverstone. Rescan Silverstone, everyone was saying. And
rescan Silverstone.
Rescan Silverstone. Yes.
No, you said Silverstone.
I know. I didn't want you to hear that. But now it's this feeling that, well, we got Silverstone, and every time they go back to Classic, it's like, oh, I like this. I do like this. So
I much prefer the older Silverstone. It's a much better track. And no, it's not because I hate everything that's new. It's because the new version it's a lazy attempt, if I'm going to be honest. That first section is hard to actually drive. I want old Silverstone back because it was a lot more sweeping and it was a lot nicer to drive. You know, the issue with all these sort of changes to tracks is that they're changed in the name of safety. What was unsafe about that dip under the bridge? Not really anything. We can't have if you want a MotoGP track, construct a MotoGP track. Don't try and adapt a GT circuit to a MotoGP track. It doesn't work. Never works. Go look at...
And then, they decided, hey, here's an F1 track. Let's race it for MotoGP. And they turned to the Red Bull Ring. And Yeah, and that's another story for another day. I've got to be honest with you. As much as MotoGP is a fun thing, we're fans of 4 wheels, not 2.
They ruined.
Yeah.
They ruined. Like,
So what's wrong with a dip at bridge? But yet, when you've got Stowe that goes up the hill and then down the hill, that's not an issue. You see what I mean? I don't get it.
yeah, imagine you falling off a bike at like 180 miles an hour going around Stowe. At the very least, you're going to have a very sore bottom, because you're going to be skinning across the ground. Or you're going to end up being in the wall and going to have to, unfortunately look at some very broken bones.
Well,
at
let's
that
get
corner.
back. Sorry, I was going to say, let's get back to this racing. 27 cars in the top split, and the record has been hit, Rob. 14 GT2 Fords. The highest it can be is finally here. But let's go over those results. As you can see on the screen, Johnny Verhoff, the number 1 car, of course, a 142.065 with Merrick Blom in second, 142.122. Dan Muller, that Doritos car, is back, and look how close he was to P4. So Muller, a 142.656, and Michael Dallavala, 142.675. We can take our time. It's a full pace lap, by the way, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So Matteo Herman, that's a new name from VEC. I haven't seen him around. Fifth, 142.811. Tom Eric Vol, 142.906 in sixth, and in seventh, Jeremy Hopp with a 142.969. And in the 43s, it's Chris Redman, 143.010. And Fabian Melentre for 143.104 in ninth. Christian Ortega making, I think, his debut in the broadcast split to 143.261. And 11th in the GT1s is Phil Mishaga with a 143.701. And I've just realized, that there's a couple of non-qualifiers, and one of them's got a Castrol livery, Shane Burke 3, and one Bustamante is in the Nicolas Cage livery. Rob.
Oh God!
Oh, please go to the GT2s. Please go to the GT2s.
Anyways, very quickly. Crossley in first position with a 146.841, more with a 146.844. Nine Thomases. Oh my goodness gracious. That's going to be a 147.302 for him. Castellas, 147.414. Javier Mosquera with a 147.510, good enough for fifth position. Fabrice Nauden with a 147.690 in sixth. La Barbara with a 147.879. Smith, 147.924. Virogi with a 148.581 in ninth position. Robert T. Murphy with a 149.258. Thomas Blankenship with a 149.340. Knight with a 150.483. And finally, Mortimer, oh dear, with a 159, almost a 2-minute lap going around Old Silverstone. That is going to be the qualifying results for today.
Yeah, and like I said, Shane Burke the third, and Juan Bustamante in 12th and 13th for the GT1s, and the Dmitry Nikolayenko in the back of the GT2s did not set a lap time. So the Fords are back. Great to see the Fords. Thomas Blankenship back with that Castrol livery. Yep. Okay. Moving on, Thomas. I love you really.
Who is driving the Nicolas Cage livery?
That is Juan Bustamante. And lo siento if I pronounced your name incorrectly.
Oh no.
It's ready on TV. We do that.
At least his helmet's fine. By the way, we need to talk about a very particular thing. I'm looking at the cameras. I'm looking at the standings. No Corvette. There's zero Corvettes.
Right. I've just noticed that. Well, especially off in as he is there. And what else? There was something else I saw, and I cannot remember what I saw. And I can't remember what I was going to say. None of the big names. Of course, Ethan Bass tonight. unfortunately, he is unable to be there. A bit of a VEC, but I know what I was going to say. A 4.0 K strength of field for the GT1s tonight.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Yeah, and a 2.1 for the Fords. Well, the Fords did not split, so that would be that. One more Ford, and we would have had the Fords put in 2 splits. This confuses me now, Rob, because I was about to shut up for a moment because they were coming down to the Vel chicane, and then I realised, oh wait, hang on one second.
Yeah, this is the old layout.
We've got half a lap to go. So, Raidillon TV, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you see so far, hit that like button and the subscribe button. We will be back next Friday with the European Sprint Series. That is happening at Daytona, as the big prep for iRacing's Daytona 24 starts with us, kind of, if you see what I mean. Then we will be here Saturday for the debut of the 2021 Majors Series at Daytona. What a surprise! On Sunday, on Sunday, I apologise. And then again, we'll be back here on next Sunday for more action. That is our forecast for the week ahead. But they're under the bridge, the classic bridge, I've Missed You bridge, coming into Priory, and shortly they'll be hitting Brooklands. Yes. Brooklands and Luffield would never change, just into different procedures. So, into Brooklands they go. This is Raidillon TV, the only corner you need. Heading into Luffield, Rob will take it away.
Silverstone is back, baby! And I did notice the blue wheels on Matthew Herman's car as the pace car pulls in sharpish. And oh my goodness gracious, the cars are already going away. Johnny Verhoef going absolutely wild. He's not waiting around. Dan Muller and Merrick Blum are running side by side into the first corner. Santander, we love to see it, baby. Going around, that's the car number 2 of Merrick Blum going around the outside of Dan Muller, who wanted to get on the inside. Going into the first corner, we got 2 cars off already. That is going to be Jeremy Hobb going off in the background. And Matthew Herman has actually passed Dan Muller. And Dan Muller is now having to deal with the threat of Tom-Erik Voll open behind him. Car number 3 is going absolutely bananas. And he's already got a good lift out of the S's, out of Beckett's, coming down into Stowe. Does he make a move on the outside? Going into Stowe, he doesn't. He's going to tuck him behind. And oh, goodness gracious, that was a bit of a shaky start from Muller. He needs to get back into it. He's not having crazy. He's not having a good start. Where the VEC guys are going to be 2nd and 3rd, chasing down Verhoef with Verrick Voll up on the background. Remember, Daniel Crossley having to navigate the boys with the GT2 choice, and Jeremy Hobb is having to re-navigate himself around it after getting an incident. And that's Fabrice Nodden. He's lost connection. No, he's back again.
Oh my god.
Oh crikey. He regained connection in the middle of everybody. I think he just had a brown pants moment. Dear Lord.
Very interesting start with people asking what's happened to Hobb. Unfortunately, little issue with Redmond on the first corner. Going into it, they went side by side and got a little bit spun around, and I can't remember, I think it was Manentry behind him who got spun around as well. Manentry once again damage on the back of that car, but what a start from Voll. Fantastic driving there. He is now, where is he now? He's up to 5th, with Herman also up to 3rd. By the way, you're not missing anything in the GT2s. The only position change at the moment is Nikolai Endko taking P13 away from Mortimer, and nothing is happening at the moment as the Paceworks guys start to pull away. Jeremy has finally got to them, but by all the GT2s after that issue, but it's going to be Crossley and Moore in a little battle themselves at the moment. But we go back to those pesky GT1s, the fast GT1s, and the leaders are a little bit spread out at the moment. But Voll is trying to just, well, if he just stays onto the back of Muller. Muller's got to train with, oh no, Muller's hit the grass. Muller's hit the grass at Stowe, and look at the time loss there. It's going to be a little bit compromised here, but Vel chicane will keep him safe, keep himself nice and protected. At the now, last time when the series went here, it was the historic Vel, so it was more of a faster S. We're back to the GP style today, which is what you see nowadays on the Silverstone. So gap between Muller and Voll is 0.4 of a second, and it's about the same between Muller and Herman, and these three are just going to be in a train for a little bit, with Dalaval now joining into them. So a little 4-car battle between Herman, and Voll.
Yeah, Muller's taking a different line comparative. He was actually very tucked in coming through the bridge. And then when we're coming around now, well, we actually were on board with Vol, so you get a very tasty idea of what he was doing. He was sweeping out what he was doing. A Barrichello on it, you know.
Now, Barrichello coming round. Sorry, every time Murray said Barrichello, it was Barrichello. But yeah, very interesting. I mean, first of all, it's great to see the Doritos car back again. And second of all, it's just weird. I know Muller's been racing around here this week, picking up some victories off broadcast and off hot splits and doing what he can, but you can just see the pace difference. I mean, the Hoff is a second faster than the guys we've just been talking about, and the same with Merrick Blom. And you think, wow, that's good, but then Merrick Blom's still a second behind Verhoff. I mean, Verhoff has this. You would think nowadays, with no offense to Merrick, you'd think nowadays you've seen what Johnny does on the start, literally guns it when the pace car's moving. You think he'd be aware of it now, but
he must have a button or something that just goes. It just has go on it, and then he just goes. Like, he just goes off like a rocket. You know those when they launched the Saturn V rocket to go to space? They didn't have this complicated start procedure. Just had a big go button. That's what Verhoff did.
I mean, it's also when you think about it in when you do oval racing with people. Oh, hang on 1 second. Muller's gone very. That was a very interesting line there from Muller coming through Abbey. As that set up Vol for a little move here into Priory. There's nothing there. It's not really a corner you can go for it at Priory, but look at how he's catching him now into Brookland and Luffield. So maybe as they cross the line into Cops, we might see a move. I'm just cautious, but look at the line again. Vol going a little bit wider out there, then hits that apex a little bit tighter. Doesn't really help him. Muller had probably the better line there, and yeah, Vol's not going to be able to do anything. A purple for Verhoff of a 142.4. Wow, so that's a 142.394 for Verhoff and a 142.403 for Merrick Blom. And these two are just gone. And speaking of gone, is the Paceworks guys of Daniel Crossley and Carl Moore in the GT2s.
Yeah, they weren't too fast on that last. They weren't too fast comparative to that. Oh, they were actually. The two of them are. I know. I just saw Michael Thomas cross the line, and he did a 148 compared to the 147 of the Works guys. I think we have the two newest stomping grounds. We have the VEC guys, except it's GT2 this time. The two guys are doing their absolute best to, well, race their head out, quite literally.
Yeah.
Like, look at it. Like, it's the two of them setting purple laps. And yeah, the guys behind, it's just like, what's going on? Lads, you can't catch up. Wait, Bono, more engines not powerful.
When you think that last lap, every driver in the top 10 of the GT1s, apart from Merrick Blom and Dan Muller, set their fastest laps. And actually, Muller's had what's happened to Muller? He's got off the pace to Herman. Something happened there? I'm not sure, but I could have sworn he was a little bit. No, must be me. I thought Muller was on the back of Herman, but he hasn't. And this three-car battle for third is now turned into a three-car battle for fourth, as Muller, Vol, and Delaval just continue to pull. So you've got that lead battle between Verhoff and Blom. You've got a battle for fourth, fifth, and sixth. You've probably got battles all around the rest of the GT1 field, and there's Matteo Herman. He gets a fantastic start, and now he's got no one to race with. Yeah,
and well, I mean, he's got people to race with. Either he has to slow down, or he has to pick up the wick. Really, like, he's doing 143. It's very good times, but again, comparative to the guys ahead, he's half a second slower, so he's falling backwards from them, but he's not actually falling backwards into the lap of Muller, because he's having to fight Tom-Erik Vol and Michael. Oh, sorry.
What's happened to Vol?
Vol, he's gone wide coming through Stowe. Not having a good. Oh, he's let him by. What?
He just had no pace there. It almost looks like. Oh, he's clipped the grass. He's clipped the grass and done a spin, and he's able to keep it there. Bustamante is just coming around right now. He's made up 4 places, by the way, Juan. Got to keep an eye on that, because that's a great little drive there from Juan. But now you see Vol was in a battle for P5. He's now in a battle for P8, defending against Bustamante. So, and Can one do anything here? No. And then behind them is Manentry, who again still had that little bit of damage from the earlier start of the race. Coming into bridge right now, these three cars are going to be battling. And look at the line Bustamante's taken with Manentry. It's a wider line. Vol takes that. Kind of takes the shortest way to the corner and doesn't swing out wide, and you can see how that does help Bustamante and Manentry as these two now trying to gather up, and it almost looks like Nicolas Cage is working with the VECs today, unlike last week when that Nicolas Cage car with a different driver was in the middle of a VEC sandwich. But these three cars are still actually four when you've got Phil Musega right behind them.
This is Tommy McBull on board. Let's go ahead and get to his rear. See the gap ahead. It's quite big. Not so much on the rear. You can actually see... Oh my goodness. Oh no. It's even worse looking backwards at the same level as the car. You can just see the Nicolas Cage face. And it just... You know... It looks... It kind of looks like... And in my head, this is what I have a picture it. It's as if somebody just cut the pieces of the picture of Nicolas Cage and just sandwiched them together so that the mouth and the nose and the eyes are all just, you know...
Oh, hello! Squished. Who's that spun? That's Delaval. Delaval's had a spin, sorry. And now, oh, that's a dangerous place to rejoin!
Crikey! Don't rejoin there, for the love of God. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh,
what
dear.
happened here? Now, I'm just looking back. He lost it himself. He tried to take too much speed into the Bell chicane, and yeah, waited. And the worst thing was he reversed away from everybody, and then he does that. And when unfortunately you're Shane Burke, you're coming round. Now you see the car, but you've got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's going to be a major ouch. That's definitely going to be some suspension damage.
That's a shame. That is a shame as well, because he was doing well, was Burke, in his first broadcast. I think that was his first broadcast race as well, so losing some time there. But I'm just going back now to this battle between the Nicolas Cage car. We've got Javier Mosquera to blame for that, by the way, our resident GT2 driver. Who made that livery. So we've got him to blame. And the worst thing is, it's on Trading Paint. I can't believe I've just publicized that.
Why did you have to say that?
I don't know.
Okay, we're on board with the Nicolas Cage car. Let's go. Let's see. You can see an edge of a face on the rear wing looking backwards. Oh dear. But what you can see is the gap between himself and Fabian Manentry. Put 3 of a second when they cross the line that last lap. So. There is big dangers. The danger zone has been made for Bustamante. He's not got damage though, comparative to Manentry, who's got a good bit of damage to his left side of the car on the driver. Ooh, that is Fabian Manentry looking to do a move coming into bridge. Does he make it? Does he make it? Does he do a Barrichello? Oh, he almost did.
He's trying the over-under though. He's trying the over-under into Priory, into Brooklands. Not going to work for him, but he does get the line. Look how late he's on the brakes. You can see taking too much speed, and he's just having that car slide. Oh, I think I would have stuck my elbows in there if I was Fabian. It was a little bit risky there, but with 17 and a half minutes coming up to go, that would have been a fantastic move if Fabian could have made that in to bridge. But he decides against it. He'll just reset and go for it again. And you can see he once it comes into Cops with no issues right now. It will come through Maggott and Beckett's and then Chapel. And then you'll think to yourself, on the hanger straight, I've got to look at it. I've got to look at it. And you can see how close this gap is. And the more he gets held up, the more that car 15 of Michega is right behind them. And actually, just at the back, I got to keep an eye. While we're keeping an eye, there has been an incident between two drivers, and that is Delaval and Burke. I'm not sure what happened there. Looks like it. And not sure what happened, and again as well. So let's just keep off. And oh wow, no idea what's going on there. Let's just get back to the racing. That's in the. Oh wow, no, let's just ignore that and go straight on to the other racing right now, because Manentry is battling Bustamante. And sorry, yeah, the gap has kind of kind of closed up and then kind of extended. But the pressure there is how much more pressure can an entry put on Bustamante right now? Because is he going to make it here through Abbey? Can he make it through Abbey?
Yes, he
What's
can.
the issue?
Bustamante, he's lost control of that car. He lost control going into Abbey. He tried braking as hard as he could to go around the outside, and the car, unfortunately, it gave way. So, unfortunately, that was that for the Nicolas Cage.
Ooh,
let's have a replay of that.
Yeah, he started turning while he was trying to get down from third to second. He knew he had to go down a gear. He had too much speed. And then it was one of those things that with these cars you've got a blip to shift down. And basically he then started turning in third and realized third's not going to do it. I need to go down a gear. Went to go into second, and the car just said no, and that caused that spin. But Manentry,
oh my crikey, he chucked the wheel right as soon as he could.
But you've got to say, in all due honesty, great move from Manentry because he did what he had to do. He pressured one there. That was a great move for the pressure. You've just got to put your hats off to him because if he didn't do that, it's how long is he going to be? The move at Bridge he couldn't do it. So it is interesting. That was great, and now we see the GT1s. There are other battles going on. But the gaps are pretty big. Nadowin and Balorgi are battling. The gap is half a second. You've also got a battle near the back between, I think that's Ray Smith and Robert Murphy, but that gap's gone a little bit further now. Murphy's had a little bit of an issue, but these two at the front, Crossley and Moore, they do race each other. It's not like they just decide, let's just go out and just beat everybody else. No, they are racing each other.
I mean, I think that is the goal, to beat everybody else.
yeah, for sure.
But these guys are just faster than everybody else right now. Like, it's hilarious. Like, these guys are in a world of their own at the moment. I mean, they're wheeling hard though.
Oh, especially with these Fords, no ABS. You know, it's an older car. Going to be a little bit earlier on the brakes, and also just remember they do not have the drag that the GT1s have, so they do get a little bit more top speed. And all right, you don't really feel it on this car, but that drag can affect you, and everyone's still trying to find that golden ratio.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, the top speed's not going to matter if you can't steer the damn thing, and if the brakes are made out of like the tops of like Häagen-Dazs ice cream cones or ice cream. Yeah,
Häagen-Dazs or Häagen-Dazs?
I say Häagen-Dazs.
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, there are two battles in the GT2s at the moment, which is Balorgi and Nadowin, which are actually quite funny because they're teammates. So they're teammates, and then you've got teammates battling for the lead in the GT2 between Crossley and Moore. And I need to work out these stats. I'll be really interested to see how many times. You know how F1 they've got the comparisons qualifying between the drivers.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to see the comparison between these two guys when they're racing each other in the series, just to see who wins the most. Because from what I've seen, it's Daniel, but Carl is not it isn't a bad driver. He's not the what's the word? I wouldn't say he's not the Valtteri Bottas of the team, if that makes sense, because he is he is quick. What's a good? No, Eddie Irvine. That's it. Yeah, Crossley's not Schumacher and Moore's not Eddie Irvine. There we go. Because because let's be honest, Irvine was only there just to help Schumacher. Do you see what I mean? He's not playing wingman. We got there.
Oh my! Oh no! It's Irvine.
Oh no! Crossley! Oh, sorry. Crossley hit the grass. Braking there for Priory. Abbey, sorry. And you can just see that grass kick up, and whew, that made me worry a little bit there because I thought the car was just going to give it. And actually, Crossley's not looking comfortable in this car right now. I'm watching these two go by, and Crossley's car is sliding, while Moore's car is kind of stable. You know, he's got that planted, and I think I think Moore might be putting some pressure on his teammate right here.
Well, I imagine so. I mean, he'd want to win as well. But there's also this fact. Look at where Americ Blom is. That gap is coming down. That is for P1.
Yeah, a 1:43.427 last lap for Verhoff, a 1:43.065 for Blom. And they're coming up to do another lap and just losing a little bit of time there through Priory into Brooklands. But Blom is still there on the slipstream. Again, another wide line. Luffield's fantastic that you can just take so many different lines just because of how it goes. And you can go wider, you can stay in, and it just works out for you. But the gap is going to be 0.5 of a second. Probably a little bit of time lost there for Blom. Yeah, 1:43.2 plays a 1:43.4. But it doesn't matter. He's on that slipstream right now. And with 10 minutes ago, just under 11 minutes ago, the pressure's there. And one thing I have just seen on the relative, Rob, is 5 seconds up the road is Edward Knight, the P12 in the GT2. So shortly, these guys are going to have to navigate the traffic. And that's going to be a challenge, especially where they are on the track at the moment. They're currently down, hanger straight. The gap is 0.4, coming into 0.4, extending to 0.5 there as Blom lifts and just goes a little bit early. And they have to go through the technical section of the end of the track, really, with this traffic, with Edward Knight. And I'm not saying he's going to cause chaos, but it's the lap traffic conundrum, and it's getting around them safely. And where does Verhoff do it if he gets to him this lap? Gap goes to still, it's a 0.5 to 0.6.
It's balancing at the moment. Like I'm just kind of taking it in and seeing, because the lines are completely different between the two of them.
Oh no! Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
That was well, let's just say Edward Knight thought that the a little bit of issues there with lap traffic. Edward Knight, I think, thought that it would be safer to go on the inside to let the guys go by.
I mean, they were committing to the outside anyway, so he was just trying to tuck it. I think he tucked in a bit too much,
and then lost it a little bit because I think
he tucked
Blom just went in. But
I think he was thinking to himself he was about to get murdered. He just wanted to tuck in.
Yeah, I don't really want to watch a murder today, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, the poor innocent GT2.
Oh, dear. So, are there any other battles going on at the moment? Well, there is, because Muller has managed to claw that gap over Herman. You remember that? He had that gap with a little bit, quite far out last lap, or earlier in the race. Well, he was 4/10 faster last lap. The gap's only 1.3, so it's not in slipstream range, but he is catching. In fact, as you see, it's coming around still right now. It's now to a second and then goes back up. So Muller is trying to catch on for that P3, and also Redmond and Vol battling for P6 as well. Vol trying to get back, and he's just in slipstream range on Redmond. That'll be one to keep an eye on. So there are battles forming with 8 minutes to go in the GT1, but in the GT2s, not much happening. But there is an interesting one that could be brewing between Michael Thomas and Castellas, because Castellas has managed to get that gap to a second right now, and that's for the podium spot there in P3.
I don't know how that. I'm trying to figure out how hard it is to actually control the GT2s when under the braking, because I mean the brakes on them are well, there's not really a nice way to put it. They are hard things to brake, because if you even look at them at the wrong way, I guarantee I've just cursed. I guarantee you I've just cursed one of the GT2s.
I mean, that's Bustamante letting say goodbye in the back of the field. Nothing else to see. But I've driven these GT2s in a week 13 fun race for the drivers around Monza combined, and I'll tell you what, it was very interesting. Not as interesting as this battle right now. You've got Ray Smith and Robert Murphy trying to battle in the GT2s, while the leaders Verhoff and Blom in the GT1s come by, and somehow they get through. Ray Smith loses a bit of time to Murphy in that battle. He did lose P9 to Murphy earlier this lap. But now you've got this battle. Can Verhoff hold on with 6 minutes to go? They're on lap 14 of the 18. They'll be starting lap 15, so about 4 laps to go once they come around these last few corners. Gap is down to 0.4, and they have to navigate the traffic. That is the scary thing. I'll just give you a rundown. 143s is what the it's what the GT1s are doing, and the GT2s are doing 148. So 4-second difference is what you're looking at between the two classes around this track, and that does look normal. But what is the gap now? The gap is 0.3 of a second for this lead battle. And is that Blom just trying to, he's just trying to put his nose there to say, I'm right there, I'm ready to start making moves. Unless he does that. I forgot to touch the wood.
Did you curse the man?
I'm saying nothing, Rob. I'm saying nothing.
Okay, so you cursed the man.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh dear.
This is what I get for telling Racebot last weekend you need wooden tables. I forget to touch my wooden table. But you can hear it there. Oh, and Mascara. Oh, Mascara's lost the internet, unfortunately. That's a shame. Oh, that's a shame. I'm just looking. I say I'm looking because I just want to keep my eyes on these battles at the front, because with 4 minutes to go, I know there's other battles going on. I know that Muller is trying to catch on to Herman. I know that Redmond and Volt are in a very close battle at the moment for P6 and 7. I know that the Fords are still battling. But look at that battle for P3. Thomas and Castellas, the gap is half a second. There are battles everywhere, but at the moment, at the end of the race, you've got the GT1 leaders going around the GT2s. And this is changing everything.
I'm crying. You also have Eric Voll and Chris Redmond. They're doing battle as well. After Voll had his, he had an oops. Let's put it that way. He's trying to get back to 6th position where he started this whole race. I mean, well, you won't be doing too well for in terms of iRacing gain or safety rating gain, because he did have a spin, but he wants to mitigate it as much as possible as the two leaders of Johnny Verhoff and Americ Blom in Maggots and then into...
God, did you see that though, through Maggots and Beckett with Belorgi right beside them? Oh, I had my heart in my hands there for a moment. And look at this. This is the first shot. Blom's had to make a move all right. Coming to Stowe. Verhoff had to go on the defense, and Blom's just trying to look. He'll go around the outside, the proper conventional line. And now that means Verhoff will have to take the inside line for Vale Chicane, which I don't like. That compromises you, and you can see it has. But it has compromised Blom because he's got nowhere to go, with Verhoff almost getting thrown wide as he takes that inside line through the Vale Chicane. They are now bumper to bumper. 3 minutes to go. Can Blom make it? There's no way you can make a move into Abbey. We did see it before with your teammate. Not going to work, and in fact that may have cost him because he's lost time there thinking about putting that card there, and yeah, that's it. Unfortunately, he will need to reset because it wasn't the right move there. I know you've got to start making Verhoff think about these things, but there wasn't a move going into Abbey, and he's lost half a second because he compromised his line, taking that inside through Abbey.
To be fair, he didn't make a good effort at it, but I think he didn't follow it up, and B, Silverstone at that particular circuit, if you try and make a move, it's not going to be able to clap back,
Right, penultimate lap. So, it's penultimate lap for the leaders. There's the top 4 in the GT2, sorry. Looks like they'll have to do some extra laps. Thomas is defending Castellas there for P3. And Moore is continuing to watch the back of his teammate, Crossley, in the lead of the GT2s, and elsewhere down the track you can see on the timer table, the pyramid, not the pyramid, the tower, timing tower. Got it right 5th time. There, all the gaps, because I am transfixed on this battle for the lead right now. I'm going to be brutally honest. Just a quick note. I was saying Javier Mosquera's lost connection. He unfortunately had a PC crash. So unfortunately, so yeah, that's a shame. That is a shame to see for Mosquera.
It's not a good time when your PC decides it doesn't like running Windows anymore. No, not at all. And yeah, it's even bigger shame when it happens during a race, especially something like this. Now, that is Muller and Matthew Herman doing battle. Matthew Herman is going to get held up by the GT2 of, I think that is Fabrice Nodden. Let me check to see if I am right. No, I'm not. I'm incorrect. It's his teammate, Romain Barology.
Yeah, sorry, Barology. Yeah, sorry, that is Barology battling. Oh, he was battling, but
he was battling his teammate, and his teammate also lost connection, I think.
Yes, Nadowin did lose connection. He did have a PC drop, but Barney's waved the white flag for most of these drivers. But Blom has to find a way on this last lap to get that half a second. He basically matched the time by, well, 1/10 slower to Verhoff. So he needs to find a way, and I don't think he'll be kicking himself for that mistake at Abbey, but you've got to feel that there could have been better ways to try and to catch Verhoff there, and that was just not it there. Maybe he could have set himself up to bridge, but that probably might be all she wrote as they're coming out of the Bell chicane right now.
Oh, that slide, you can see it in the wheel of Emeric Blom. He's having to control the car in a very sort of haphazard way, because the tires are starting to wear away, and he's having to fight the car as it's trying to go loose on him. And that's a NASCAR term. You know, the car is getting very loose through these corners, and unfortunately, yes, that is all she wrote.
Yeah, that is all she wrote, because with just one more corner to come, coming around Brooklands into Luffield they come. Johnny Verhoff will make it yet another win on the broadcast. Johnny Verhoff will take victory at 2008 Silverstone. Emeric Blom will come home in P2. And behind them, there is a little battle, but it's going to be a bit too late. Muller could not catch on to Herman. Made up 2 places on the start of at the start of the race, and he just kept that P3. Matteo Herman will take P3
with his very blue wheels.
And with very blue wheels, and now we've got some battles going on with the GT2s.
What was that? the blurry blue wheels? I said very blue.
Hold on, Rob, because we've got battles with the GT2s at the moment as Moore and Crossley are going side by side into Stowe, and Moore's having to take the over-under, and it's not worked for him as Crossley now will get the better line into the Bell chicane, or will he? Well, he does, because Moore does not have a response right now. This will be the final 4 cars will be the top 4 in the GT2s, and how poetic that these 4 guys do get their chance to battle. So Crossley and Moore battling at the moment. Behind them is Thomas and Castellas, and I think the gap's a bit too much for those 2. And Moore make a late move on Crossley.
Let's have a look as they go through bridge, up into the rise, down into coming towards Brooklands. Ooh, that's a blocked wheel from Crossley, but it's not in a good place for Moore to capitalize, and unfortunately that's also going to be where Moore will have to settle. He'll have to settle for the second step on the podium, but a very good second step, because the 2 of them have been together since the start of this race and doing very well.
Yep, and also it looks like that Thomas will take P3. He does indeed. So the top 4 in the GT2s all finished where they started. So some good driving though, in all due honesty, between the 4 of them, as Thomas and Castellas will take 3rd and 4th respectively. And yeah, you can see the pacework guys, and they're now going to do their own formation lap. they're happy with that 1-2 finish yet again for them.
Very well done to them, guys. What was it? Well, what did they call them? Raceworks?
Paceworks. Paceworks.
Oh. Well, I mean, they do have pace, and it does work. Get it? They're called Paceworks. Oh, I make myself laugh. Anyways, here's the race results.
You. Oh man! All right, Johnny Verhoff takes the win. I'll let Rob just control himself there. I think he's laughing too much. Merrick Blom will take P2. Matteo Herman take that P3 for VEC as well. Dan Muller finishes 4th, unfortunately, and Christian Ortega makes up 5 places to get P5. Chris Medman with 2 places gained to get P6, and Vol finishes 7th. Then it's Manentry in 8th. Bustamante made up 4 places after not qualifying in 9th. Musega in 10th. Hop, unfortunately, goes down into 11th, and Shane Burke finishes 13th. And then for the GT2s, Daniel Crossley takes the lead, or takes the victory, sorry, with Carl Moore in 2nd. Michael Thomas will take 3rd. Philippe Castellas will take 4th. Belorgi will be 5th, battling Robert Murphy. Then Ray Smith will take 7th. LaBarber will take 8th. Blankenship will take 9th. Knight will take 10th, and then it's the retiree / issues at Mascara 2 laps down with that PC crash. Nadawin also had a crash or an internet drop, did not return 5 laps down. Mortimer had a crash 8 laps down. Nikolaenko was 9 laps down, and Dalaval finished 10 laps down.
Oh, it's good to see Silverstone back. It's good to see it back.
You like it, don't you?
I love it. I love this track, man. And do you know what I do love? The way that we shill our stuff. So,
goody.
I got you.
Oh, I love shill.
I love shill. If you like what you see, guys, consider giving us a follow, like, and subscribe. Consider following us on our Twitter, Instagram, and also consider joining our Discord. It's all in the description. Thank you very much to Johnny for a very good race. Merrick Blom for a very good race. Muller, good to see you back in your GT1s, even though it's a Dorito car. Eric Vol, good to see you. Crossley and Moore, very good to see you. Keep driving, you're doing very well for yourselves. But until next week, where are we next week?
Next week, we are at Sebring International for 30 minutes of the GT1. But remember...
And 30 minutes of GT2 bounce.
And remember, though, Friday night, the European Sprint Series, once again, we are at Daytona. One of my favorite races of the season is when the WEC boys go to Daytona. And then, of course, Sunday afternoon, before the GT1s, the Major Series kicks off, the 2.4 hours of Daytona. And then once we've done that, we'll be here, of course, the Heusinkveld GT Challenge at Sebring, Rob.
Indeed. I think we're going to announce that that slot is going to be for 9:15 instead of 7:15, just to make it a bit easier for people to tune in at that time slot. But until that announcement, until next week at Sebring International Raceway, I hope you have a awesome rest of your weekend, and we hope that you enjoyed this race. My name is Robert O'Brien.
My name is Craig King.
And this is Raidillon TV, the only corner you ever need.